After last night's Monday Night Football win, I think we can all agree that that was very ugly. Kyler Murray said it himself. That was not a fantastic win, but a win is a win, and you will take that because it goes in the win column. So now instead of potentially talking about rebuilding and shipping off somebody like Buda Baker, we're talking about potentially buying right now and actually going out and competing because the talent right now is not what it needs to be to actually make a big time run. But we're going to go ahead and discuss everything I saw from last night, what I think needs to be fixed, what are some of the positives going forward, and potentially some of the things that the Cardinals need to do to actually remain competitive, and we are going to go ahead and discuss that right now. But before I do, go ahead and let me know down in the comment section below some of the things you saw, what you want from the Cardinals going forward, and what you think we need to improve on. But let's go ahead and kick this thing off because everybody is hyper aware of this right now, and this is a major topic of discussion, is Marvin Harrison Jr. and him potentially being checked out. Whether it's Drew Petzing, whether it's Kyler Murray, or whether it's not getting targets just from anybody, and both of them, Marvin Harrison Jr. does not seem to be fully locked in, and that is a problem. And I mean, you have to be locked in fully regardless if you're getting the ball or not, because when big plays come to you at the end of the game and you are completely disengaged and you're trying to body catch instead of using your hands, that is a problem. And then you drop passes you should not because we know your talent. I hate to compare him, but I mean, we watched Larry Fitzgerald, Mr. Automatic for sure hands, and how many drops does Marvin Harrison Jr. have this season? Like, let's just call it how it is. Marvin Harrison has not been fantastic with catching the football even when it's thrown his way. I think he does need to be schemed into this, and that could be because he's running so vertical that everything is going downfield. Maybe we need to throw some short intermediate passes in here, get Marvin Harrison touches early on, but like, we can't have you drop those passes at the end of the game just because you're disengaged, or maybe it was just a drop, maybe he was engaged. But regardless, that play has to be made, and thankfully there was a flag and he got helmeted to helmet. Like, obviously that's not fantastic for a guy coming off a concussion, but like, I'm thankful we got bailed out with that penalty, because if that doesn't happen, I believe it would have pushed it to 3rd and 10, and that would have not been fantastic, and that drive might not have happened. So we got lucky, but Marvin Harrison Jr. has to remain engaged, and we have to do a better job at getting him the football. It is that simple. When the ball is thrown your way, you have to catch it. Drew Petzing, you got to scheme him in better, because I mean, this is how many games in a row where Marvin Harrison Jr. has been a non-factor. Can't have that. Ever since week 1 where he was non-existent, had a catch for 4 yards, we've had this problem, and then week 2 we bounced back, and again he's just been quiet from the rest of the season. Team the number 4 overall pick into the game. I mean, that's just how it should be. But Marvin Harrison Jr. needs the ball in his hands, and we have to find ways to get it to him. We have to get that confidence up there, because right now it is slowly crashing, and you do not want that. If you want to make a run, you need him involved. It is that simple. But a positive is the run game. James Conner has looked fantastic, and even though our offensive line is so banged up, Drew Petzing actually has some pretty good run designs, a lot of pull action, even motioning out Tip Ryman and using him as a fullback. I am a big fan of that. Like, there's so many things that Drew Petzing did well in the run game. You just got to get the pass game going, and we have to make both of these work together. James Conner looked good. The run game looked fantastic. James Conner is proving to be one of the best running backs in the league, but Drew Petzing, you had some questionable calls. Like, let's go ahead and talk about it. The 3rd and 1 situation with the tush push, not mad at it. I would rather have had that on 4th down. Keep Kyler Murray and James Conner, 2 of your most dynamic playmakers on the field, for 3rd down, and see what they could do, see if they could pick that up. But if they can't, go ahead and run the tune push. I really don't care. That's a good call. I like seeing the tune push back. I think it needs to be integrated more. Taking Kyler Murray off the field for back-to-back plays is very questionable, and that is irreparable. Like, I don't know how you can get away with doing that. Like, you have to keep Kyler on the field for 3rd and 1. If we don't get it, go ahead and run the tune push. If it gets stopped, oh well, you know what I'm saying? But like, you have to keep your most dynamic playmakers on the field for as long as possible, and I would have rather had them keep them on for 3rd and then the tune push on 4th. Doing that back-to-back plays is kind of crazy. Like, I'm not necessarily against it, like, I understand it, but like, you got to keep Kyler on the field as much as possible. Let's go ahead and talk about some more positives, as this defense is ridiculous. They might not be the most talented, they might not be the most invested in money-wise. You know what they do have? That is heart, and that is something you can see on film. You can see on the TV when the game is playing. Like, they have heart, they are super physical, and they are giving 110% or as much effort as possible. I'm very proud. I am very excited about this defense long term, because Nick Rallis has these guys flying around. We just have to bring in more talent. If we can get some edge help or interior D-line help, we will be so much better. It is ridiculous. Like, Max Melton, I loved him getting reps. He's a rookie corner. He is going to get picked on. He definitely did. Like, he didn't have a fantastic game, but at the end of the day, I would rather have him get these reps than Sean Murphy bunting. It's bound to happen. He's bound to get picked on. He is a rookie corner. Let him figure this thing out, because he did make some plays last night as well, because the defense gave up 15 points and allowed 0 touchdowns. So there were obviously some positives, especially in the red zone, so you got to let the man get comfortable. And Garrett Williams has been fantastic. I didn't mention him last video, but he has been excellent. I made a video talking about how he could be the next Pat P for us, and he has not shown any signs of letting me down. Garrett Williams, fantastic ball player. One of my favorite players on the Cardinals right now, probably in the top 5 for sure. Excellent ball player, man. Like, he just has the IQ. Like, I love GW21. But going back to what I said earlier, the talent standpoint on the defensive side of the ball, we need to go out and we need to make a trade. And that is what it is. Like, the Cardinals have to push the chips in, and we got to go get an edge or interior help. Otherwise, we're not going to be competitive. And if we want to make a legit kind of big time run, got to make a move. It's that simple, money. You got to pick up the phone. I don't know who we could go trade for. I've heard names like Max Crosby, Myles Garrett. Like, I don't think those are necessarily realistic for a team like us, because that's going to cost first-round picks, and we probably will not part with those. And it also kind of just doesn't make sense. They're like 28, 29 years old. Like, the Cardinals don't necessarily need that right now. Like, it could pan out. Definitely brings the media help, but if it costs 2 first-round picks, it's not worth it. So who do we go get? Like, I've seen on X, like Aziz Ojulari. Like, that is a name I've seen continuously. I don't know. You guys can go ahead and let me know down in the comment section below. You guys probably have better ideas right now than I do, but I'll probably scout this thing out and make a video later on. But like right now, I really don't know. So you guys go ahead and drop some names down in the comment section below. I think a trade does need to be made. And Nick Rallis, I got to give you mad credit, because you are working with basically nothing right now, and you are turning this defense into a really solid thing for like half the games. I mean, the Packers and Commanders had their way with us, but like outside of that, the defense has been pretty legit. Talent's not there. The pass rush is definitely not there. But one thing they have, like I said, is heart and physicality. They tried. They were flying around last night, and you could tell this Cardinals team was very hungry. They wanted this win, and they made sure they got it. So shout out to all 22, all 53 of those guys, actually. And I'm going to give love to Chad Ryland, because not everybody is going to be talking about him, but he has come to the Cardinals and hit 2 game winners for us. Are you kidding me, Chad? After that stint with the Patriots, you did not have a fantastic start to your career. But here you go. Get that second opportunity, and you are capitalizing heavy and showing to people why you belong in the league. So keep this thing up. 2 game winners is ridiculous, man. I don't care how it is. I don't care what you're talking about. Like, the Cardinals have come into 2 situations against 2 really good football teams, and it has been up to Chad Ryland to win us these games, and he has done it. Like, we could easily drop both of these, and Chad Ryland could miss both field goals, and guess what? We would have 1 win on the season. So Chad Ryland, shout out to you. You are the man. Keep this thing going. Stay humble. Keep riding this way, because things are looking good for you. In the absence of Matt Prater, we needed somebody bad, and you have stepped up, and you have been that guy. And one more thing I want to say is I want Kyler Murray to continuously get this ball, man. I want the ball in his hands. Like, I want more Kyler Murray. This pass game has to unlock, and Kyler Murray has to be the one to do it. Obviously, I want Kyler Murray to demand greatness. Like, I've seen so many positive flashes from Kyler, and even in the run game, things are starting to get going, and Drew Petzing is unlocking his legs, but I want Kyler Murray to demand greatness. I want him to want the ball in his hands, and I think he does. I just wish Drew Petzing got the pass game more involved, because if it can, like, the run game is going to be dangerous. Like, the run game is there from the quarterback and the running back. You just have to unlock the offense. And Greg Dortch, I mean, he has had a terrible season so far. I have been a advocator of Greg Dortch. He was my breakout player of the year, and he has let me down. After dropping that crucial 3rd down catch, he bounced back, got a touchdown too. I'm going to talk about him. Fantastic. Get your confidence up, because you are a guy, when the ball is in your hands, you are so explosive. Make these plays, man. Michael Wilson has been fantastic for us all season long. Marvin Harrison Jr. has not been great. He had 1 fantastic game and has been iffy since. I think Drew Petzing has to do a better job of getting his talent involved, but Trey McBride is a guy who has been thriving, so shout out to him as well. Drew Petzing, let's figure this thing out, man. We are 3-4. Let's keep pushing positive, and I'm not necessarily on the Drew Petzing, like, hate train. I think you do need to be hyper cautious, and he does need to be on the hot seat. Like, I think that is a thing, but like, I'm not necessarily a hater, but I'm not a lover. Like, I'm probably more in the negative than the positive for sure. I've called for his job, and I've literally been an advocator to see him like on the hot seat. Like, I'm still kind of there. He does need to be on the hot seat, because the pass game's not involved, and the number 4 overall pick is basically useless for us. The run game is there, so it's just so teeter-tottery. Like, I'm very teeter-tottery, and I will admit that. Like, I'm going back and forth with this. Like, I think he does need to be on the hot seat, but like, you have to also give credit where credit's due, and it's tough for me not to. So with that being said, though, that is going to wrap up today's video, man. Let me know how you guys are feeling about this game down in the comment section below, what you guys think the Cardinals need to do. And with that being said, that is going to wrap up today's video. Like I said, if you guys are a fan of the channel or enjoyed today's video, consider hitting that subscribe button. I post Arizona Cardinals and NFL related content, so if you're a fan of either of those, this is the perfect channel for you. But like I said, man, that is all I got for today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. It's been your boy Mythic. Peace out.